What's going on in housing market in Pitt County, North Carolina in August 2025?
We do the videos for you every single month so you can stay updated what's happening in our neighborhood, because it's one thing to see that the national news like interest rates are going down, but it's another thing to say what is happening in our own market right here based on the numbers.
Exactly. Therefore, we're going to start really from inventory, that what's going on with the supply of house in the market of Pitt County, North Carolina, and part of it is active homes. We had 539 active homes in months of July 2025 that we had data. In June, this number was 502, and last year at this time was 477, which put us actually an increase of active homes in the market of Pitt County by 13%.
Now, if you're under contract, pending, contingent, that's the next number we care about. And this number has changed. In July, it was 202. In June, 226. Last year at this time 166, so it's actually up 21.7%. and again, those interest rates that have been announced are going down in the next month means that now actually is a great time to be buying, and I will explain more later.
Exactly. And also the number of sold homes are really important because it gives us the inventory rate based off the months in Pitt County, North Carolina. 175 homes sold in July 2025. In June was 202 homes, and last year at this time was 216 homes, which is still respect to the last year we had decrease of 19% in Pitt County, North Carolina housing market.
Now, the inventory rate is what matters, and why it now is a good time is I'm going to start a little bit with this inventory rate, because look, if it's 0 to 3 months, it's considered a seller's market. Everything is moving fast. Between 4 to 6, it's considered a balanced market, which means things are more in balance. If we go past 6 months, it's considered a buyer's market. Now, with all of that said, our numbers here tell me that we are in a balanced market, but with interest rates now going to go down, we expect more buyers to come back to the market, which means now as things are happening is a good time. And tell me the numbers.
4.23 months in July 2025 for Pitt County, North Carolina housing market, 3.6 months in months of June, and 2.98 months last year at this time, which is still, we have an increase of almost 42% from last year to this year.
And then obviously we're going to expect that to change very rapidly, but first let's do our introduction. Let's hit it. Now tell me about days on market.
Now that we came back from the break, we wanted to talk about average days on the market. How long does it take for a house in the market of Pitt County, North Carolina to get listed and sold? And that number for July 2025 was as 54 days, and it was even longer for June 2025 by 66 days, and last year was 40 days. Therefore, still respect to the last year, we got average days on the market longer by 35%.
So if you are in the market and you're expecting interest rates to drop by the time you actually close on the home, now is a great time before everybody starts seeing those numbers start dropping and then they start rushing in, so you have a little bit of wiggle room is what I was saying. Because median list price at the filming of this video in July was $300,000. The month before that was $298,837. Last year at this time was $293,490, which has actually increased 2.2%.
And also the other side, the median sold price was $290,000 for July 2025. For June was $279,950, and last year at this time was $282,750. Still, we had increase of 2.56% from last year to this year for Pitt County, North Carolina housing market.
Interesting. So if you are a price per square foot person, let's talk about that. Price per square foot for brand new, all construction, including all those townhomes that are coming to market, is $177 price per square foot.
And for all existing home, including townhouse, condo, and single family home, this number was $154 per square feet.
Now, if you only care about single family homes and you only want to be in the detached single family home, maybe with a garage, price per square foot for brand new would be $181 a square foot.
And if you just focus on the single family home but just existing home, is $163 per square feet in Pitt County, North Carolina.
Now let's talk about that inventory supply, because we do like to pay attention to how much of our inventory is new construction, how much of it is existing homes. Now in July, 4.5 months of construction was new construction. In June, it was 5.1. So you can see new construction actually went down about 11.76%.
On the other side, the existing home or pre-owned one will had 2.3 months of supply in June, and in July we increased slightly to 2.4 months, which translate to 4.35% increase in Pitt County, North Carolina housing market.
Now we like to look at how many of the homes for sale in Pitt County and where they fit into the number. So new homes that just came to market. There was 121 new homes that came to the market, 193 existing homes that came to the market, which is 314, which is 82% of the market is single family homes.
On the other side, for the townhouses, we had 23 townhouses brand new came to market in Pitt County, North Carolina housing market, and 33 existing townhouse, which put us at 56, and the market share for that is going to be 14%, 14.7%.
Almost 15. And then the last under 3, 2.89 is going to be those 11 condos that came to market. There was no new. Now let's talk about days on market.
Exactly. Days on the market for a brand new single family home, it took 102 days to get sold. On the other side, for pre-owned was just 5 weeks or 35 days. Therefore, we had a quicker turnaround time for existing home by almost 66%.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about townhomes now. For townhomes, brand new are taking 141 days to sell. Existing are taking 46. So the turnaround for existing, of course, is going to be 67.38%.
For condominium, we don't have any data for brand new because we don't have a brand new condominium in Greenville or Winterville, North Carolina, or Pitt County, North Carolina in general. But 26 days took for the existing one to get sold.
Now let's talk about mean home value. Now mean is a mathematical equation. Mean is going to be when you factor out the outliers, do a math problem, and then you focus on the middle and the change in the middle. Now in homes, this means we factor out the mansions, we factor out the shacks, look at what's happening in the middle, and we look at that change. And this change generally is considered what appreciation is going to be based on. Now, for mean home value in July was 244,952. June 244,604. Last year at this time 243,169, which means the year-over-year change is
0.6%. Therefore, they were very close. We had under 1% appreciation, but it still is a positive number in Pitt County, North Carolina housing market.
Tell me about the rental market.
The rental market actually got hotter in Pitt County, North Carolina. The median rent for all bedrooms got to $1,472 per month, and it could go up to $3,500, depends on how many bedroom and the location and the amenities that that house has to offer. And that means that the rent is increasing.
Now, with the rent increasing, plus the interest rates going down on homes and our affordability factor, it is actually in many people's favor in order to be buying a home. Now that we know interest rates are going down, which means we know that people are going to, that were previously waiting for those interest rates to come down, are now going to be making a move. And if you are somebody who's been sitting on the fence trying to make a move, honestly, before the interest rates actually go down officially, the market's already reacting to it. They already going down. It is actually in your best interest to actually get into now and find what you want.
And
I
if
can't
you're
talk
a
about
home
it.
seller, definitely looking at the market, since there are more buyers, they're gonna come to market. It might be a different market, and also we need to connect with us that we can actually help you to get the top dollar for your house. And also, meanwhile, that you wanted to connect with us, please download from description below the link for all the guides step by step for the home sellers, that how me and my wife Victoria and Victoria Pinder, we can help you. Don't forget to look at all of our video list here, the playlist, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button or write us the comments. We love to connect with you, and see you next time.